I vote for none of the above. Always. No matter who's on the ballot, none of the above.
Anthony Ramirez is the kind of guy who wants the same deal everybody else gets in life. Do the work, earn the pay. And he doesn't think lawmakers should be any different.
They need to produce before they can talk about getting a pay raise. I mean, I can talk about I want a pay raise, but unless I produce, my employer's not going to give me anything like that.
You can put him down as a hard no on the latest proposal to give state lawmakers a pay raise. But not everyone sees the world the same way.
State lawmakers today are becoming much more of a full-time job.
Sam Miller's another straight shooter, but he's set his sights in a different direction. The way he sees it, the job of a lawmaker has gotten a lot harder over the 3 decades since they last saw a pay bump.
And it's a full-time job. We want good professionals to manage all of our interests, so I think the pay raise would be appropriate.
Depending on how things shake out at the legislature, voters could get a chance to decide the issue. Democratic Representative Stacey Travers has filed a new bill that would raise the salary for state lawmakers from $24,000 to $36,000 a year. And she's dangling something in return: stricter term limits, the kind lawmakers can't wriggle around.
And the arguments that we need fresh blood and new ideas. Hey, you're throwing out experience.
Senator John Kavanaugh is not a fan of swapping tougher term limits for better pay. Maybe it's because he's one of the lawmakers who's managed to work around the current term limits. The Republican representing Fountain Hills and part of Scottsdale has held one office or another since 2007.
I think we need to respect the voters. Every 2 years, state legislators stand for re-election. So every 2 years, if the voters want us out, they can do that.
Respect for the voters, that's the line. But the truth is, not every voter feels the same way about their lawmakers. So who knows how this turns out if voters do get a chance next year.
No, I wouldn't be voting for any of them. Any of them.
Now, if this does pass the House and the Senate, it would go straight to the ballot because it would not need the signature of the governor like other legislative proposals. Back to you guys.
Dennis, just last week, State Representative Seth Blattman, a Democrat, announced that he's not running for re-election because of the pay. He says he just couldn't make the finances work. It wasn't a living wage. And he's in a really competitive district. This is affecting who is going to the legislature.
This is a fascinating question. It's a fascinating topic. We could take the rest of the show and we can talk about that. I know we don't have the time for that, but it is. You're starting to see, people are finding out you can't live on $24,000 a year at the legislature. I would say to them, it's like you knew that was the pay going into this. The problem is that pay keeps a lot of other people from running for office, and it lessens the diversity of people. You want blue-collar workers down there, people from different backgrounds, people who can't afford to go down to the legislature. That's been the argument for why lawmakers should get a pay increase, because it would broaden the pool of people who are willing to get into politics and do some public service down there.
You look at California, New York, they pay over $100,000 to their lawmakers.
Then they'll never leave.
But the attitude, you saw with the gentleman in the TV package, there's this idea, it's like they're not really doing much for me, so why do I want to give them a pay raise? That's a real attitude that voters really have out there, and it's shown over and over again. Every time a legislative pay raise goes to the ballot, it loses not only by a little, but usually by a lot.
Yeah, we know widespread people feel that way about our congressional lawmakers, but how do they feel at the state level? I guess we'll find out if this does make it on the ballot. Dennis, thank you.